E rieccoci qua ragazzi, in un altro episodio su Hogwarts Legacy. Riprendiamo dove ci eravamo lasciati, ovvero qua dove stiamo seguendo la professoressa che ci porterà da qualche parte. Madonna, sto gioco l'ho giocato veramente poco, però già mi piace un botto. Guarda che bello il serpentello. Che figata. Attenzione, la statua si muove.
Perfect opportunity to show you how to use flue flames to get around a bit quicker. Your field guide contains a map of the castle. Open it up and find Central Hall.
Ok. Che poi, raga, tra l'altro ho pure deciso che sì, il gioco sarebbe bello vederlo in italiano, però ho visto un paio di gente che faceva gameplay in italiano e non c'è niente da dire, raga. Purtroppo il doppiaggio inglese è semplicemente meglio, quindi purtroppo tornerò in inglese. Comunque, dobbiamo andare. Cioè, questa è l'unica che sta aperta, però non è quella che ci hanno detto di prendere. No? Boh. Ah, ok. Quindi ogni bandiera c'ha tante mini zone? Esatto. Viaggiamo.
And here we are. Quite the time saver. These stairs lead directly to Central Hall.
Wow. Quando si muove. Attenzione.
You can get almost anywhere in the castle quickly from Central Hall.
Anche questo è via, guardatelo. Ma se io ti colpissi, scusa,
You've been practicing.
No, i quadri... Cioè, c'hanno un po' di fisica, però i quadri in sé mi ignorano. Generalmente si dovrebbero spaventare. Vabbè, fa niente. Almeno si muovono. È già tanto quello.
Always something happening here. It's the heart of the hive. Our King's Cross station, so to speak.
Someone's parents sent homemade cauldron cakes, and they shared them.
That should be all for now. You'll be expected to attend both Charms and Defense Against the Dark Arts classes today. And I'd like to be sure you get to Hogsmeade as soon as possible to replace the supplies you lost on the way here.
What will I learn in Charms class?
Exactly what you might expect. Spells, charms, jinxes, all terribly useful. I think you will enjoy Professor Ronan. He's a clever and entertaining wizard, and a talented teacher.
Can you tell me more about the Defense Against the Dark Arts class?
Defense Against the Dark Arts, as the name implies, focuses on how to defend oneself against the evils that lurk beyond these walls. A mastery of Defense Against the Dark Arts is required for those who aspire to become Aurors. Fortunately, we are lucky to have the ever-gifted Professor Hecat in charge of our students' education in that regard.
Tutti nomi ovviamente nuovi perché siamo nel passato.
You mentioned Hogsmeade, Professor.
Hogsmeade is the only all-wizarding village in Britain, and is home to an array of shops and pubs. You should be able to find all of the school supplies you require in Hogsmeade. You will also, I imagine, enjoy many a butterbeer there with friends, in due course.
La leggendaria burro birra.
Thank you, Professor Weasley.
A lot to absorb on your first day, and you have much to learn. Happily, your professors have agreed to create additional assignments for you outside of class. You'll be up to speed in no time. Judging by your adept use of Revelio earlier, I'd say Professor Fig succeeded in at least showing you the basics.
He did, Professor.
He's been terribly vague as to the events preceding your arrival, specifically about what happened after that awful dragon attack. My suspicion is that there's more to the story than a search for belongings and an extended trip up to the castle.
Beh, vabbè, dai, raga, è una Weasley, glielo possiamo dire, su. I Weasley sono tutti buoni.
We did take a bit of a detour on the way here. Ended up exploring some ruins and... I shouldn't say more.
Exploring ruins? Well, I presume Professor Fig has his reasons for keeping the details to himself for now. Speak of the devil, Professor Fig. Your ears must have been burning.
Oh?
Yes. You seem to have provided our new fifth year with a solid foundation in the basics of spellcasting.
Ah, I'm afraid I can't take all the credit there, Professor. They've a rare aptitude for magic, it seems.
Well, I'm just glad you both arrived in one piece. Perfectly good boats and carriages to Hogwarts, and you chose to fly in the path of a dragon.
I wouldn't say I chose the dragon's path, Professor. Rather unfortunately, it would seem that it chose us.
Very well. Enough chit-chat. I need to get to class myself. Might I rely on you, Professor Fig, to explain the details of the field guide's map?
Of course.
Thank you. Good luck today. And remember to use your field guide. It will be invaluable to you. And invaluable to me, as I'll be using it to keep up to date on your progress.
Yes, Professor.
Si chiama
Come find
stalking.
me in my classroom after you've attended both classes today, and I'll explain more about those assignments I mentioned. And we'll see if we can't get you to Hogsmeade for those supplies.
Cioè, prima mi mette un aggeggio che le permette di spiarmi, poi mi chiede di andare da lei dopo le lezioni. Raga, c'è qualcosa che non va. Però sto posto è veramente spettacolare. Ah, professore. Professor Fig.
It's good to see you, Professor.
And you. I was hoping our paths would cross today, before you immersed yourself in studies. Did I hear you and Professor Weasley talking about
Oops.
exploring ruins?
She caught me off guard. I didn't tell her anything else about our travels here. I will say, I think she suspects we're not being entirely forthcoming.
Yes, well, Professor Weasley is a brilliant and astute witch. It was right to keep the details to yourself for now. We don't know where this path we've embarked upon will lead. It may require a bit more flexibility with your time than she would approve of. And she may feel obliged to share details with the headmaster that would be better left between us.
Understood, Professor.
Good. Now, as capable as you are, I believe the ability you possess obliges you to be well trained. Happily, you have the benefit of an exceptionally skilled team of witches and wizards to guide you. Speaking of guides, and so that I may avoid another not-so-subtle reproof from Professor Weasley, why don't I show you the clever enchantment we included in the field guide's map? Unfold it and have a look.
Ok. Sì, sto cercando di farlo. Ok. Funziona. Levioso.
The map is enchanted to help you find your way.
This will be incredibly helpful. Thank you.
Now, sounds like you've quite a day ahead, what with classes and a trip to Hogsmeade for supplies, including your own wand.
Vero.
You'll enjoy Mr. Ollivander. He's an exceptional craftsman and a good friend. I shall reach out when I have more information about our mysterious locket. For now, focus on your classes and pay attention. More than your owls may hinge on the magic you are able to master within these walls.
Oh sì, non vedo l'ora di avere una bacchetta figa. Perché da quello che ci hanno detto all'inizio, sta bacchetta è una bacchetta di seconda mano a cazzo di cane.
Hello. I don't believe we've met.
Oh, hello. I'm Lenora. Pardon me if I seem a little distracted at the moment. Everyone thinks I'm utterly balmy. Samantha thinks I'm potty. But it's this painting. I never noticed it before. If I know Hogwarts, and I do, an empty frame doesn't appear for no reason. There's something more to this.
Di quale quadro stiamo parlando? Io non vedo nessun quadro qua.
Have you gained any insights about the painting since you've been studying it?
I did discover that casting Lumos has an effect of some kind. But I'm not sure what to do next.
Are there any other empty paintings like this around the school?
Yes, a few. This entire place is somewhat of a riddle, to be honest. If I can work out the riddle of this one, I'll know what to do with all of them. As good a place as any to begin.
If I have the time, I may look. Could be intriguing.
I've been racking my brains long enough. I hope you'll have better luck than I have.
Ma di quale stava
Do
parlando?
come and
Scusate.
find me if you stumble on something illuminating that solves the mystery.
Ah, quello.
Lumos. That spot must be a clue. I should look around in case it's nearby.
Ok. Decidere se poi è la statua di quel tizio. Quindi sta vicino a una scala con una statua. Qua sotto da qualche parte magari? No, no. È
This looks
quella?
like the location from the painting. What could be so special about it?
Una statua a caso. E vi ho tutto punti esperienza a caso. Bello. Sta farfalla, la posso attaccare? Mi sa di no.
Lumos! Let's get you back to your frame, little moth.
Ah! Figo!
I knew there was a connection. I should tell Lenora that I solved the puzzle of that empty frame.
Bello. Più 15 punti di salute. Quindi anche cazzeggiando così possiamo livellare letteralmente. Sempre lei? Sì, Lenora Everlate. O come cazzo si pronuncia, non lo so.
I solved the mystery of that painting.
You did? How?
Usando Lumos.
I found the location depicted in the painting, and then I cast Lumos to guide a moth back to the frame.
All very logical, I suppose. Pity I was so close to solving it. You have a knack for solving riddles. Natty's good at that too. So is Meat, although he does tend to over-explain. Well, I'm glad someone figured it out. The
Ok.
moth. I should have seen that.
I libri volano a caso pure. Direi che ora come ora possiamo direttamente andare verso la missione principale attuale, ovvero difesa contro le arti oscure, beh? Anzi, forse incantesimi, perché accio potrebbe essere molto più utile di levioso. Perché accio è accio, dai, Pronto? Ok, il gioco ogni tanto lagga a caso, non capisco sta cosa. Cioè, non penso sia cosa là, la scheda grafica. I driver li aggiornati, quindi penso solamente possa essere un problema di ottimizzazione ora come ora, però è strano. Vediamo un po'. Eh sì, ora stiamo a 30 fps. 36, sta salendo a caso. Ora riscende. Facciamo esperimento magico. L'unica cosa che ho fatto è stato attivare il DLSS, che prima l'avevo disattivato, che boh, pensavo fosse quello a buggare un po' il gioco, però forse prima lo buggava, ma lo sbagga, non lo so. E invece ora pure di nuovo è calato il framerate. Ma che cazzo succede in questo gioco? Certo che per PC dà veramente qualche piccolo problema. Proviamo a fare così. Ok. Ho provato l'altro DLSS, cosa là. E questo sembra funzionare, però la grafica sembra essere peggiorata un po', o sbaglio? E la cosa strana è che ora di nuovo ho tolto tutto quanto, quindi in teoria dovrebbe laggare, però non lagga. Non si capisce perché. Sto gioco è magico per davvero. Boh, forse magari semplicemente perché è la prima volta che passi qua, quindi il gioco si rincoglionisce un po', la prossima volta dopo che ci passi tutto migliora. Boh, non lo so. Nel dubbio saliamo, dai. Andiamo a imparare l'incantesimo nuovo. Attenzione, c'è un gatto. Ma bellino proprio. Comunque sì, non si capisce perché il malframe è veramente pazzo. Ogni tanto scende, poi risale, poi riscende, poi risale, non si sa perché.
Professor Ronan tends to go on a bit. We sometimes have to remind him to finish the lesson.
Some of us don't necessarily want him to get back to the lesson.
Too much distraction.
My aunt says I should get... Says it's good to get out of the castle sometimes.
Here, behind you. There is an open seat here.
Thank you.
Hello, I am Nettie. So you are the new student. Have you met Professor Ronan yet?
Shall we begin? Welcome to Year 5 of Charms. Now, this will be a crucial year in your education on the art of charm work. but I am confident that we will take hold with the passion and rigor requisite of such a challenge. Right, now everyone, please open your textbooks to page 517. But before we begin, can anyone here tell me the difference between the incantations of the color change and growth charms? Anyone? Anyone? I am afraid it is too late to study now. My, the summer months must have really taken a toll on you all. By the looks of it, you all spent your holidays practicing Obliviate on one another. Do you even remember how to perform a basic summoning charm? Well, it seems that we are in dire need of review. Everyone get into pairs and take positions on opposite sides of the classroom. Now let's put those textbooks to use as the blunt objects you so believe they are, and take turns summoning them out of one another's hands. Only one book will be needed per partnership, Miss Dale. Thank you. Get into place now.
Accio!
That is not bad.
You are a swift learner. I see a lot of potential, but remember, potential is nothing without practice. Keep at it. You might just rival Miss Onai here. Very good, everyone. That's enough of that. Well, as you all seem to have the basics down, and it is an exceptionally lovely day, I was thinking that we might have ourselves a little excursion outside for a spot of fresh air. After me! I've always found that fun goes hand in hand with mastery, as I'm sure the Quidditch players amongst us would agree, So, what better than a bit of sport to put our prowess with the summoning charm to the test, right?
La Madonna. The fuck?
So why don't we have our newest student start us off?
Cosa devo fare?
Very simply, cast Accio on one of the spheres and relinquish your charm at the last possible moment. Now, think of this like gobstones, if you will. But instead of throwing the marbles out, you are
Accio.
summoning them toward you. Very good. Happens to the best of us.
Quasi, quasi.
Excellent control there.
Ok.
Splendid!
Attenzione. Wow, al pelo, al pelo. Spettacolo, 100 punti.
Very good. Points to Slytherin. But there's certainly no sport in playing without some friendly competition. Miss Onai, would you care to give our new student a bit of a challenge? Come on up.
Dai, faccio 150 punti ora, su.
You'll be the blues, just as before, and Miss Onai, you are playing red. Clear?
Ma vicino.
Yes, sir.
Io baro. Ah, sta vicino anche lei.
Let us see this.
Attenzione, non è affatto male. Tocca a me. Andiamo un po'.
Accio!
Oh no, spingerlo su. Attenzione, la spingo fuori. No, volevo spingerla fuori, ma non era abbastanza potente a quanto pare. L'ho aiutata un po' troppo. A sto giro la sbalzo per davvero, Andiamo un po'. Posso mirare quella a destra, Perfetto. No, quasi.
Here we go.
Cazzo, ho fatto la stronzata però. Proviamo a sbuttare via questa sua rossa con un colpo ben piazzato.
Accio.
No, niente da fare.
Nice.
Ho failato. Ci ho preso un bel 50 però. Riproviamo?
Let us make this a bit more interesting, shall we?
Ostacoli? Esatto.
I think we are well past interesting at this point.
I'll say.
Enough chatter. Focus now. You will need it. This round settles it all.
Oh no.
Let us see this.
Ok.
That is how
Forse a
it's
sto
done.
giro riesco a buttarla via. Devo ricordarmi di fermarmi senza esagerare.
Accio.
Not exactly your typical lesson, is it? Not that I mind.
Ok, non è andata benissimo, però almeno
Excellent
non ho
control
perso
there.
punti.
Be sharp.
Si fermerà a 30? No. Eh sì, si ferma a 30, perfetto. Chissà se vale la pena di provarci. Ci provo? Ah sì. Attenzione,
Well
quasi.
done.
Per pochissimo.
Here we go.
Cosa vuole fare? Ah no, niente di che, vuole spingere la sua palla, mi sa. E invece no, vuole giocarsela safe. Ok, allora a sto punto devo giocarmela safe anch'io.
Accio.
150, pulito pulito.
Perfect score. Remarkable.
Grazie.
Very good, both of you. Well done. Class is dismissed. Gather your things on the way out.
Good game back there. I must admit, I think I underestimated you. Took me weeks to become proficient with accio. Took weeks for me to get anything right when I transferred here. It gets easier, I promise.
That's good to hear. It's a lot to take in all at once.
To put it lightly, I remember how I felt when I first arrived. I transferred here from Wagadu just before my 4th year. My mother received an offer to teach divination here. Before I knew it, we had left Uganda and were halfway around the world at a new school in a new country.
Is Wagadu much bigger than Hogwarts?
Wagadu School of Magic is the largest wizarding school in the world.
La Madonna.
So yes, bigger than Hogwarts. But it never seemed intimidating or overwhelming to me. It always felt like home.
Is Wagadu a castle, like Hogwarts?
Its address is Mountains of the Moon. It is not so much a castle as a beautiful edifice carved out of the mountainside. I remember the first time I saw it, the mist was so thick I could hardly make out anything at all. And then it just materialized before me, this enormous school that seemed to be floating in midair.
This may seem an odd question, but is magic the same there as it is here?
Mostly, yes. But I did have to learn how to use a wand when I arrived here. Hardly anyone at Wagadu uses one.
You can cast spells without a wand.
Oh, yes. I find wandless magic to be much more instinctive. Not to mention quite convenient if one is without their wand. I must admit, however, that I am growing quite fond of using a wand. It seems very dramatic.
It's nice to learn about another wizarding school.
Thank you for asking. I do miss Wagadu, but I am glad to be here at Hogwarts. Ah, I think Professor Ronan wants to talk to you. Better not keep him waiting. Until next time.
Of course, you can use accio on humans, if you're so inclined.
Well, you'd be
After my brother learned the summoning charm, it was constant accio this, accio that, cutlery flying everywhere. Quite unsafe, really.
A word, if you
Lo farò anch'io. Accio. Sì. Vita a me, libri. Posso anche mirare a qualcosa di preciso? Mi diverto con poco, lo so.
You wanted to speak with me, Professor?
I did. I trust your first charms lesson lived up to expectation?
Well, an outdoor competition wasn't exactly the lesson I was expecting, sir.
What charm is there in the expected? You did well, managing to best as gifted a student as Miss Onai.
Thank you, Professor. I enjoyed the match.
Miss Onai is always a fierce competitor, though I sense that she is a bit distracted of late. Now, Professor Weasley has asked that your professors give you instruction outside of the ordinary curriculum. Expect to hear from me soon regarding a special assignment that I am preparing for you.
Ottimo. Ah, che bella la canzoncina. E ora penso che possiamo andare dritto per dritto verso la nostra prossima missione. Che però faremo in un prossimo video, perché per oggi ci fermiamo qua. Se il video vi è piaciuto fatemelo sapere con like e commenti. Ricordatevi di iscrivervi e noi nel dubbio ci rivediamo alla prossima. Ciao!